Hey, today we're going to go over the pros and cons in living in the city of Moreno Valley, California. Movell is located in Southern California between Riverside, Paris, Beaumont, and kind of Redlands right to the north. And like any city, it has its own set of perks and its own set of drawbacks. The city was incorporated in 1984. It was originally called Sunnymead and really built up around the March Air Force Base. It saw kind of a boom in the late 80s, early 90s of people moving in as more neighborhoods and communities were being developed to kind of alleviate a lot of the population problems around like the LA area and some of the bigger cities. And it currently has a population of just a little over 208,000 people. Also, before we dive in, if you're thinking about relocating out to this area, Moreno Valley, Riverside, the Inland Empire as a whole, Southern California, I'm a local real estate agent. So if you have any questions or anything I can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out. My number and email are right below and also on the screen, so make sure to save them. This channel is about everything i.e. living, moving, eating, playing, just general what to know. And if you want to keep in tune with that information or get further updates, make sure to subscribe. Also hit the little bell notification as I do post new videos weekly. And we do have people reaching out looking to relocate here, kind of figuring out what the next steps would be, and it's an absolute honor for me. So, if you do have any questions like that, please reach out, and I would love to help you get started. So with that said, here are some of the potential advantages and disadvantages of living in the city of Moreno Valley. All right, first we'll kick it off with the pros. Pro number one is going to be affordability. So let's just cut to the chase. Moreno Valley is known as an affordable city. And as someone who actively sells quite a bit of real estate in Southern California, I can vouch for that. We do have a lot of people coming out from like the LA areas, the Orange County areas, just really looking for more bang for their buck. And compared to a lot of the neighboring cities, especially going more west down the 91 or the 60, your dollar is going to go a lot further in the city of Moreno Valley, as you're going to have more affordable housing options. And considering the cost of rentals and purchases right now, the cost is a lot more manageable for individuals and families alike. The average home in the city, as of this video, we're late August, early September, is around $550,000. And that's with a state average of over $800,000. So compared to the state average, you're saving about 40%. All right, pro number two is going to be location. I've always kind of referred to Moreno Valley as the closest thing to everything else. And that's because Movell is situated right between a couple different freeways. You got the 215 running north and south and the 60 running east and west, which is going to give you a quick and easy access to other parts of SoCal. Also, you're within commuting distance of bigger job centers like even Riverside, but also like Orange County, San Diego, LA. There's also a plethora of entertainment options, outdoor activities, and a ton to do within about less than an hour or so. And also, if you're looking for like a quick escape, that's not too far out of town, you got Palm Springs, which is about an hour away, which is has a lot of nice kind of touristy and vacation type things, and then Vegas is only about 3.5 hours. All right, and pro number three is going to be outdoor recreation. The city is surrounded by plenty of outdoor beauty, kind of within the distance. There's a lot of mountains, and during the winter it looks really pretty because they kind of get snow-capped. And more locally, you have views of the Box Spring Mountains. That's kind of where the Big M is. And also Lake Paris is right within town. And then of course these areas offer, hiking, boating, swimming, fishing, camping, and other activities. And then you're also within about an hour in different directions of either the mountains or the beaches. All right, pro number four is going to be climate. The climate out here is technically going to be called a Mediterranean environment, but residents just kind of refer to it as the desert. That is until they spend some time in an actual desert. Moreno Valley is located inland in Southern California, so naturally you're going to have good and favorable weather for the majority of the year. It's also not a major city, so you don't have that urban heat island thing going on that you get like in the bigger cities, especially like LA or some of the Orange County cities. We typically get some weather of about 100 plus for parts of July and parts of August, but it honestly makes those 90-degree days a lot more tolerable. Also, the humidity here is relatively low, especially going to places like on the East Coast or up north where they kind of have the snow that melts and just kind of seems like that water kind of lingers in the air during the hotter months. And we also don't get like the dryness of say like Arizona or Nevada. To really put it in perspective, the majority of homes out here have landscape lawns. The lawns survive well through the summer. And pro number five, we're going to say diversity. Moreno Valley really is known as a very diverse community. I mean, really, with a population of just under 210, Moreno Valley does sit on the larger spectrum of the small city. So naturally, you're gonna have a wider mix and array of different cultures, ethnicities, etc., etc. And really, this is great because who really wouldn't want to be exposed to different worldviews and customs? And, you know, kind of the unspoken bonus with this is we have some incredible spots for food. We even have a place called Miguel's Sushi Style. I highly recommend it. All right, let's get into the cons. Con number one, traffic congestion. Like many of the cities here in SoCal, the Inland Empire, traffic can be an issue here in Moreno Valley. Really particularly during peak commuting hours, i.e. earlier in the morning and later in the afternoon. The freeways may experience heavier traffic during those times, which is going to make your commute time longer. It is what it is. It's not going anywhere. Con number two, limited job market. While Moreno Valley is close in proximity to some of the neighboring cities that have more career options, the local market may not be as well robust as, say, some of the neighboring cities. Moreno Valley residents may need to commute for, you know, those better job opportunities, or for like a more variety in jobs, or seek employment in nearby cities. But luckily, you know, one thing from the pandemic that was kind of a bonus for, you know, a lot of people in this type of situation is a lot of businesses and jobs are offering, you know, work from home days, or like modified work schedules where you only go to the office a couple days a week as opposed to, you know, 5 days. All right, and con number three, we'll say heat and climate. I know climate was also one of the pros, but it's kind of a con in a way. Moreno Valley experiences some pretty hot summers. You know, some folks aren't acclimated to the 100-degree heat, and it bothers some people. You know, it's not uncommon to have what we call like a heat wave out here, where you have more than a few days in a row of triple digits. Obviously, this isn't going to be appealing to everybody, especially people that prefer colder weather. Anecdotally, though, I have been noticing kind of an influx of people coming back to California, specifically Southern California, after moving to some of those hotter states, you know, like Arizona or Nevada, where it obviously gets and stays much hotter. All right, let's go over some bonus pros just to kind of balance it out a little bit. First one is going to be food. We have some pretty killer food options. I know we talked a little bit about it before. I'll quickly rattle off my top three for the sake of wasting time, but let me know in the comments if there's any that you prefer, or if you think I got one completely wrong. All right, my top three, Armando's on La Salle and Iris. There's 3 different Armando's. For some reason, I just like this one a lot more. Number 2, Sonora Girl, the El Chapo burrito. Try that. Also, the Sonoran hot dogs are incredible, especially if you don't feel like putting down a full burrito wrapped in bacon. And number 3 would be Stierenstein. They cook a great cut of meat without having to break the bank on it. Also, be mindful if you order the Stein of beer. It's a big ass beer that'll catch you off guard if you're not ready for it, but you know, probably in a good way. All right, bonus number 2, the people. I've lived here a long time, and for the most part, I would say it's a friendly city. I've never really had an issue with, I've personally never had any issues out of the ordinary. All right, and number 3, the parks. There are a ton of kids parks, football fields, soccer fields, baseball fields. And as a parent, I know that's important to our family. All right, so we covered quite a bit. And just to recap, the pros were affordability, location, outdoor recreation, climate, and diversity. Some of the cons were the traffic congestion, limited job market, and the heat. So again, my name is Justin King, and if you enjoyed this content, or you think that there's anybody that could benefit from it or learn something from it, please feel free to share it with them. Also, don't forget to subscribe for new videos weekly, and do not hesitate to reach out. I'm here to serve and support you on the highest possible level, and I'll see you on the next one.